What's up, people? Welcome back to the program. Yesterday, exciting stuff, huh? You know, Thursday's normally my day where I hang out with the kids and can't really remain focused. Not that I could remain focused on a normal day, but yesterday was a day where revenge would have worked out real nice. I was coming in with 100% conviction that the market was going to have to pull in. So I went right to shorting stocks that I missed on the way up, like the Met and the HIG and the FAS, the QLD, the DDM, everything. Just shorted across the board as soon as the market opened up. I think I almost shat my pants there for a second when the market started rallying there. But luckily we reversed, took my profit, and basically didn't do anything for the rest of the day, considering I wasn't even watching. But yesterday was a day where my plan was to stay short, not cover, and see where the day ended up. Yet, the best laid plans always are laid to waste in my world, because as soon as I see the money, I take the money. At least I held on to a little bit of the Met short. And just like they get overextended on the way up, they get hammered on the way back down. I mean, I'm sitting there trying to explain to myself how the stock can go from 12 to 25. Next thing you know, it's at 27. And I'm thinking, how can this thing possibly go to 30? Because what I want to explain to you right now is, on Options Expiration Week, a lot of the times, stocks want to trade at or around the strike prices that they're closest to. They'll gravitate towards those strike prices, so all the options will expire worthless, and we have a nice, easy expiration. So what I look for today, the open on expiration is insane, because a lot of times, the stock will just go there. It won't even trade. It just opens up, rips 40 or 50 cents to get to that strike price, and the day's over for the stock. So now we have another move at the end of the day. So if you miss the opening move, which is basically really difficult to trade the opening on options expiration, but look for the middle of the day stocks that are at or around strike prices, and then maybe we'll get some nickel options that we could play, because there's going to be some movement. The volatility is, you know, right now people don't know what to do again. We had this incredible move. People are pissed. People missed the boat. A lot of people want to pile into the market. And of course we have the reality that we're just in it was just a, you know, an up move in a bear market. So you don't want to get too aggressive. But now let me just throw this out there. I talked about how Kramer liked something that I liked. That's not a good thing. Okay? But I'm just saying that I was talking about buying the SMHs a week and a half ago, and then he was talking about buying the SMHs a day ago. That's what I was saying. So now probably is a good time to take some profits, and it was. Just like everything else. If you haven't noticed, I mean, I'm sure you have, Kramer's stocks go up 2 weeks before he talks about them, and then go up the next day. For people who still haven't grasped that concept, that stocks, what he does is just a farce. If you haven't watched Don Harold yet, he's proven that for the last 2 years. Wake up, people. But that was a good time to sell. Plus, I think everybody was saying it's time to get into the bank stocks. And sometimes it's good when everybody's one way, you can go the other way. But if everybody's saying now's a good time to get in, well, I mean, people on television, the majority of people on CNBC, the cheerleading company that they are, saying now might be a good time to start getting into some bank stocks. And of course we plummeted. But yeah, I'm in a kind of a distressed mood right now. I had dolphin sex with my wife again. You know about dolphin sex? I think I told you about that. That's when I roll over to my wife and say, can we have sex? And she says, Yeah, it's great. Now that ER is coming to an end, maybe my sex life will get a little bit improved. Because I don't know about you, I'm a married guy. I've been married 8 years now, and when I was getting married, I heard a rumor that oral sex ends at marriage. And I'm here to tell you that's not a rumor. It's a goddamn fact, my friends. Goddamn fact. All right? That shit is non-existent. And if I'm thinking about it, if I want to try to get that in, I gotta pencil that shit in 3 weeks in advance. And God forbid there's a new ER on that night. Then all bets are off. So, I'm not in a pleasant mood because Thursday was normally my sex night, and my wife was a little bit tired. So, I don't know. I'm all off right now. But Here's a story about what happened yesterday also. Remember I was telling you about a company called U.S. Steel? The market was rallying, everything was going up, but U.S. Steel was just sitting around. I said, you might want to buy some $20 calls on U.S. Steel with a couple of days left, because there's gotta be a move in that stock sometime. Maybe not this month, but maybe next month. So I was buying the March $20 calls just for a gamble, and then I bought some April $20 calls also, and I actually went out to January 2010 and bought some $30 calls. Again, 10 contracts, not your typical 50 or 100. There was a time I was buying 500 contracts. I don't even remember. I mean, I used to never even think about it. It was 100 was a minimum, and it was 500 was something when I really had some conviction. Now I'm buying 10, 20, 30. And it's working out because it's like, if I don't take a lot of risk, I make money. Just like the NCAA tournament yesterday. Once again, I'm on fire because all I'm betting is $50 a game. So anyway, we were talking about, if you're into the NCAA tournament, I'll take a moment to talk about it. Teams that have to travel a far distance. Remember, these are kids, they're jet lagged. They're tired. Even though I know they're 18, 19, compared to us, they have more energy than anybody. They're on crack compared to me. I got no energy anymore. But VCU and UCLA. UCLA had to come all the way east. You had to take the 7 points with VCU. Boom. Now Villanova. They look like shit in the first half. Did you really think you didn't think Villanova was going to make some sort of run in the second half? So you lay your 12 points in the second half. They wound up winning by 25 in the second half. Another win. And then, of course, Maryland. If you're a gambler like I am, you know some statistics. Maryland has not lost an opening round game in the last 12 or 13 times that they were in this tournament. Gotta go with the trend. It's so easy when sports gambling. It's funny how, if I could just trade as well as I do, analyzing sometimes when I gamble on sports, I'd probably do a lot better in this, but I don't know. I'm not supposed to be talking about sports gambling because it had a problem in the past, right? Anyway, also with the Memphis game, I'm not a big Memphis fan, so I took the 20.5 points. I couldn't believe this. I don't even know who they were. What, NC Charlotte or Chattanooga, whoever they were, was beating Memphis for most of the game. Of course, Memphis pulled it out in the end. But I haven't looked at the games again today. Generally, I take teams that I'm a little bit familiar with, you know, because betting on just something you don't even have any idea about, what's the point? I mean, it does make it more exciting to watch the game. But, all right, so here we are. Here we are. Oh, by the way, in the tournament, if you've joined our tournament, there's like a bunch of us on Yahoo. We joined, they did a bracket. I screwed up. I forgot about, what's it called? That team that screwed me up last year. I totally forgot about them. Western Kentucky. The 5-12 game. Another thing, if you're a gambler, you know about the 5-12 game. There's always one 12 seed that beats the 5 seed. Always. It's just like a standard practice. And with Western Kentucky, they did it last year. So it has been smart to do it again. Alright. So, I'm going to be making another video later on. I'll be in the chat room all day. And if you haven't come to the chat room, here's the thing. You got to get here now. Because we've been doing all right, okay? We've been making some money in the chat room. Getting you some good entries. Making some money. It's all free. And people want to know, you know, some guy, I don't usually get into combat with viewers because this is the internet. Everybody says what they got to say because it's an anonymous and you can't get hurt. Well, one day I'll find some of these guys. But to call me a fly-by-night dickwad, whatever you said, saying that I'm only looking out for myself, trying to get famous. I've been doing this for, what, 2 years now? Never asked for anything. And all I've been trying to do is, yeah, he says, all I'm trying to do is get famous. Yeah, I want a little fame, which will benefit everybody. Because if I have my own show, I'd be able to build a new website, have this interactive thing that I've been trying to build, because the costs of it are just adding up. And if I don't know if there's going to be people that are ready to subscribe, if I don't know I have investors behind me to take care of all the expenses, I might not do it. Because there's a lot of websites that actually do this for you. You can free broadcast on other websites, but I wanted to make it my own, that's all. All right, let me run. I'm looking at, I'll tell you what I'm looking at in the chat room. So see you in the chat room. Hitthebid.net.